Hey, it's Josh with New Review coming at you with a new review for the Arrowverse series, Legends of Tomorrow. Now, this is recorded before Monday night's episode, so I won't have anything to say about that until later. But the season's been pretty interesting. The first season character villain was Vandal Savage. And Vandal Savage was a mix of mystical and technological. Um, so that kind of set up the villain. That was kind of like how he operated. The next one was Eobard Thawne, time remnant of him, and his was largely technological and it kind of kept with the theme of technology, because even with Vandal Savage's mysticism, technology still was primary in how he tried to rule the world. Um, so technology was a very important thing for both these villains. However, this new villain, Mullis, is very much mystical, as he's a demon apparently. Um, and I'm finding this really interesting because a lot of the legends, most of the legends are technology based in one way or another. Um, so science is pretty big in this series. Notwithstanding the two mysticals, the Hawkman and Hawkgirl in season 1, and seasons 2 and 3 Vixen. Both are very much mystic based. Yeah. And this season, it kind of, instead of. So, Rip in the first season was very much part of the Legends. Not so much in the second season. I actually kind of liked the villain, Rip, because he seemed kind of sad. And I guess that kind of tempered the evil. And now he's kind of in. They're still on the same side, but Rip and the Legends are kind of fractured because Rip started the Time Bureau, and one of the things was Time Fuhrer, and that kind of scared me a bit. And it seemed a lot more bureaucratic than the Time Masters. Or Time Masters, Time Lords is a different thing. Who also seemed kind of scary, but in a different kind of way. And I thought Rip was in charge, but apparently he's not in charge of the Time Bureau. So that was fun. And as with all the other seasons, they've been with the other two seasons, they've been kind of playing slightly loose with history. But overall, it is accurate-ish. And actually, another interesting development is the only original members of the cast that are left are Ray, Sarah, and Mick. Everyone else is either it was either added last season or this season. Because they either died off or left. The original cast. And I'm not counting Rip because he's not associated with the Legends at this point in time. And that's actually created kind of an interesting dynamic, I think, because you have these three who've been together for a while. They kind of know each other, get along to some varying extent. But then you have these three new people who are either have found their way into the group to some extent, or are in the newest members' case trying to fit in at all. And I kind of miss Firestorm because that was literally because he's, they were interesting characters, but Stein was killed and Jax left to kind of just find himself as his own thing, because he's been part of a duo for a while. Um, and that can be kind of tough to be part of a thing and then be left on your own. Um, it, Now, I like the series in that it is expanding on some Arrowverse characters that didn't really get a lot of screen time. However, my problem is they kind of play a little fast and loose with history. Like, for example, last season, um, one of the time periods they visited was Arthurian England. At that point in time, the armor was not 11th century plate or anything like that. It was more like mail and leather. It's very very inaccurate. But a little gripe, I guess. And I'm really interested to see how this season goes because the Mollis is is possessing Damien Dark's daughter, and it doesn't seem like originally it was entirely willing. And I kind of want to see how that kind of grows over the season. I also want to see how Mollis's connection to Sarah grows over the season. But yeah, overall, I'm enjoying it so far, and I will see you next time on New Review for Legends of Tomorrow.